And we bid you a very pleasant good evening and welcome aboard Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball. I'm your host, Tom Taylor, about to bring it to you. It is something they have not done for, 5 years. That's been a regional baseball game, and they're here, the Cyclones of Ryan Presnell, 19-10. And their opponent this evening will be the Grainger Grizzlies out of Grainger County. With the record, they come in with a record to be the runner-up in District 2 of 16-18. And so the stage is set. It's a heck of an opportunity for this baseball team because here's how things will roll. If Elizabethton can win this game tonight, they will be here Wednesday night. If they win the game Wednesday, they're guaranteed for the sectional coming in here on Fridays. There's a chance the Elizabethton Cyclones can be here all 3 nights this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but it has to start tonight. And so Justin Sales with a record of 4-1 goes for Grainger, and Garrett Hartley gets the baseball for head coach Ryan Presnell. And so this is going to be a great game to bring to you. Can't wait. Again, Hartley with a record of 6-2 and Sales with a record of 4-1. So we say good evening to you. Thanks for being with us and welcome aboard as we have lots to talk about. The Cyclones, again, getting to this position by having a heck of a district tournament and getting themselves into the opportunity to be here at home against the Grainger Grizzlies. On the other side of the bracket, Sullivan South, whom they beat on Saturday with a record of 15-10, travels to the number 1 seed in District 2, Greenville. So number 1, Greenville, against number 2 Sullivan South there tonight at Pioneer Park at Tusculum. And here it's number 1 Elizabethton against number 2 Grainger. Winners will meet on Wednesday here. If it's Elizabethton, if Cyclones lose tonight, season's over. And then if you can win Wednesday, you'll come right back on Friday and do it all over again in the sectional. If you win that game Friday, you've punched your ticket to the state tournament in Murfreesboro. So the stage is set. We'll come back, take a look at averages. We'll take a look at how things are going. We get ready for baseball. Again, from Joe O'Brien Stadium. Again, the Cyclones taking on the Grainger Grizzlies. Our game being brought to you by some of the folks been with us all season long. That would be, of course, Camp Tapawingo, also Carter County Bank, Aqua Breeze Car Wash, Blackburn Childers and Stegall, Secure Test Alarms in Elizabethton. Also, Elizabethton City Parks and Rec and the Elizabethton Twins. All these folks, again, being our great sponsors. Also, the Appalachian Federal Credit Union. So these are the folks making it go. We appreciate them very much, and we'll come back with more in the pregame show. The Cyclones and the Grainger Grizzlies. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.com website. And again, brought to you by, as you see on the screen, the great folks from Grip Energy Drink.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Back again at Joe O'Brien Stadium. Let's set the other games happening tonight around Northeast Tennessee. Everybody plays to live for another day. In single-A baseball tonight, it goes like this. You have Hancock County at North Green, the Hampton Bulldogs playing at Northview Academy tonight. In AA baseball, as we said, Grainger here against the Cyclones, Sullivan South at Greenville. In AAA baseball, Dobbinsville at home at J. Fred Johnson Stadium hosting Moorestown East, and Tennessee High, the Vikings on the road to Jeff County. Winners move on, losers, as we said, eliminated in 2017. And then we would be remiss if we didn't also mention softball. In fact, the Lady Cyclones right up the street playing against the Greenville Lady Green Devils in AA. Single A, Northview Academy at Unaka. North Greens ladies will be at Cosby tonight. In Double A, Greenville, Elizabethton, and Unicoi County, the Jeremiah. Oh, my man Jeremiah. Unicoi County at Grainger in Double A softball. Then in Triple A, the Daniel Boone Lady Trailblazers at home against the Cherokee Lady Chiefs and the Crockett Lady Pioneers at Morristown East. So again, the scenario is this: you win tonight, you're back here Wednesday. If you win Wednesday, you'll be playing here Friday. Now, tonight's game will guarantee you 2 more games. Wednesday for the regional championship. Even if you lose Wednesday, you travel. You travel to Knoxville, but if you win tonight, you're guaranteed 2 more, and we'll go with them wherever they go. Hopefully be right back here at Joe O'Brien Stadium. So that's the hope, and that's what they certainly want here under the coaching of Coach White, Coach Diaz, Coach Reed Casey, and, of course, the head man, Ryan Presnell. So let's run down some numbers in this tournament for the Elizabethton Cyclones. Again, they had a heck of a run. Let's go back and recap how things went in the tournament. Open things up with a 10-1 victory over Happy Valley. Garrett Harley went 6 innings to get that victory. Then they came right back and played Sullivan East. And if you remember that game, that was one for the ages. Bottom of the 7th, 2 out, 2 strikes, down 2, bases full. And Ethan Eggleston, the lead spot, hammers a bases clearing in the gap left center field double to clear the bases. And the Cyclones rallied to beat them 9-8 to move on to the next round. That was a game in which they lost to Sullivan South 4-3. That was a game that, again, Matthew Daly pitched his guts out after giving them an early 4-0 lead. He shut them down. And so the Cyclones had a heck of a performance all tournament long from all the pitching staff. And so they lose that game 4-3. Come back out of the losers bracket in a do-or-die situation, and Garrett Hartley goes a 6-inning performance with Russell picking up the save, struck out 6, and now ran his record of 6-2 to end that elimination game. Put them into place to move on to the next round. That would be to play Sullivan South in back-to-back games. They beat South the first game 6-1, put them in a losers bracket because they had not lost. And so, again, Trey Shown got that, only his 4th start, got that victory for the Elizabethton Cyclones. And coming back in on Saturday, and again, putting on a big-time performance and winning that ball game again, 4-3 the final as they move on now to the regional semifinals here again at Joe O'Brien Stadium. Here's some numbers for the Cyclones in the tournament. Go right down the list. You got Eggleston, 5, and this is the entire tournament totals. 5 for 17, 2 doubles and 5 RBIs. Corey Russell in the tournament's gone 6 for 18, a double, a triple, a home run, and driven in 3. Michael Robinson, 5 for 22, a couple of doubles and an RBI. Evan Carter's gone 6 for 19 in the tournament, 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. Brody Adams, the MVP of the district tournament. He and Eggleston and Robinson are all on the all-tournament team. Adams 6 for 16 in tournament play, 3 doubles, a home run, and 7 RBIs. Matthew Daly 6 for 20, he's driven in 4. Ryan Wetzel 6 for 16 with an RBI. Jesse Carr 5 for 17, a double, and 3 RBIs. Those are the kids that run up and down the lineup for the Elizabethton Cyclones. There's a meeting at the home plate area. That means we're not that far away from baseball. We've got starting lineups coming up next. It is showtime. You win, you move on, you lose, you put up the bats and the balls and the gloves for 2017. Big ball game. We'll come back and talk more about it right after this. Again, you are listening to from Joe O'Brien Stadium in Elizabethton. Game time temperature in the low 80s and oodles of sunshine. Absolute gorgeous day here in Carter County and / Northeast Tennessee. And we will come back and give you starting lineups and get ready for first pitch. The Cyclones and the Grizzlies. Pregame continues as you're listening to it and watching it from Joe O'Brien Stadium. This is Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3400. 913-311. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Cyclones in their first regional appearance since 2012, and again the meeting of the home plate continues. Garrett Hartley gets the start here this evening, the ace of the staff for the Elizabethton Cyclones. He'll make Garrett Hartley making his 10th start of the season with a record of 6-2. Hartley in 51 innings of baseball. He has allowed 40 hits, 20 runs, 15 of those earned. He has walked 29. He has struck out, make sure I see that right, 68 batters in 51 innings of baseball. So Garrett Hartley, the southpaw, some would argue Brody Adams, the ace of the staff, but again, this kid can bring it. They're going to give him the ball in the pressure situation, not that the other guys can't do it. And I can guarantee you this, if he runs into trouble, Ryan Preston will pull anybody and everybody he can. In fact, we have 12 pitchers on staff. Brody Adams, Colton Miller, Corey Russell, Ethan Eggleston, Evan Carter, of course Hartley, Jesse Carr, Carson Dillard, Lawson Wagner, Matthew Daly, Nick Johnson, and Trey Shine. Any of those guys, if Hartley gets in trouble, President will go to him, because 12 deep on this pitching staff, and a lot of teams have one or two, but he can interchange the pieces of the puzzle here, and he does so. So we got 12 arms to use. The goal is to get to Wednesday. If you win Wednesday, come back here Friday. So there's a chance we can be here all 3 nights this week, and that would be very sweet. The weather forecast, by the way, is supposed to get even hotter than it is tonight. It's cool, or very warm here today, which is fantastic, but even better throughout the week. So the stage is set for a magical run here in this regional tournament, and hopefully a sectional for the Elizabethton Cyclones. But again, it remains to be seen. You got to get out here on the field and prove it, and so that's what they're going to do here coming up momentarily. NBA basketball tonight will keep you posted. Washington plays Boston in Game 7 of the best-of-7 of the Eastern Conference. Also, in the National Hockey League tonight, we have the Ottawa Senators skating in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. Went in and got a victory from the defending Stanley Cup champions on their ice over the weekends. They'll do Game 2 of that one tonight. Anaheim and the Predators switch to Nashville, and they'll skate there tomorrow night with that series tied 1 apiece. So that's what you've got going on, and meeting in the home plate is concluded with the 3 umpires and the 2 coaches, and we're getting ready for baseball here. Again, Garrett Hartley for Elizabethton, and Justin Sales gets the baseball for the Grainger Grizzlies. Starting lineup and first pitch coming up next here. We are live at Joe O'Brien Stadium, and you are listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the parts. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Sam Siebert, your public address announcer, we're ready to go here. That would be our cue to stand. Respect the flag and our folks in harm's way. Playing with national anthem, of course, we always want to remember our troops in harm's way around the world, both in the past and certainly the present. They're protecting us as we speak, so we can enjoy this great ball game here this afternoon here at Joe O'Brien Stadium in Elizabethton, Tennessee. This is ready now. Let's bring you the starting lineups. First off, the homestanding Elizabethton Cyclones, 19 up and 10 down. Leading off, playing second base, Ethan Eggleston. Batting second, playing third base, Corey Russell. Batting third, the shortstop, Michael Robinson. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Evan Carter. Batting fifth and playing first base, Brody Adams. Batting sixth, the designated hitter for Hartley, the pitcher, is Matthew Daly. Batting seventh and doing the catching, back out again, hand-heeled, ready to go, is Evan Perkins. Batting eighth and playing left field, Jesse Carr. And batting ninth and playing right field, or rather center field, is Ryan Wetzel. Again, Eggleston at second, Russell at third, Robinson at short, Carter in right, Adams at first. Daly DHing for the pitcher, Hartley. Perkins catching, Carr in left, and Wetzel in center field. Grainger at 16 and 18 on the season, leading off and playing shortstop, Clint Boland. Batting second, the left fielder, Brock Davidson. Batting third, the second baseman, Hunter Sykes. Cleanup batter for the Grizzlies, first baseman, Jake Myers. Batting fifth and playing center field will be Nick Conley. Batting sixth and doing the catching will be Tanner Collins. And the bottom three for Grainger, Jeb Hurst in right field, Landon Holt DHing for the pitcher, Justin Sales in an eighth spot, and Bryson Collins in right field. Hartley continues to take his warm-up tosses. Again, the setting here down the left field line, 339, down the right field line, 322. Straightaway center, you're going to hammer it out of here at 399, up about a 40-foot wall. So, and right now the shadows beginning to come across the infield. So first base and at least half the pitcher's mound's in the shadows right now. Everything else is in this bright late May sun here. And so we're ready to go. Winter moves on. Come right back here Wednesday if it's the Cyclones, and if they don't, then we're done for in 2017. So here's Clint Boland. Right-hand batter, again, the Grizzlies in navy blue tops, gray bottoms, and orange numerals. The Grizzlies out of Grainger County. Hartley brings it, and it's outside, ball one. Defensively, Russell at third, short is Robinson, second is Eggleston, at first is Brody Adams. Carr in left, Wetzel in center, and Evan Carter in right field. 1-0 pitch, and it's inside and tight, 2-0. So Garrett Hartley, again, on the mound with a record of 6-2, and what a performance he did in the tournament against Happy Valley, and came right back in that gut check against Sullivan East in an elimination game. Popped him up, backing out of play, 2 balls and a strike. And Hartley making his 10th start of the season. Record of 6-2, 40 hits, 20 runs, 15 of those earned. He's walked 29, and he's struck out 68 in 51 innings of baseball. Hartley rocks, here it comes, 2-1 pitch, and it's ball 3. Got to catch the cadence here, the home plate umpire. 3 balls and a strike. Hartley brings it, and there it is, strike 2 call. Now we picked up on what he'll take that right fist and strike it through the air, full count. Hartley gets his sign, wasting no time. Garrett brings it, payoff pitch to the lead man. Line shot, base hit left field. Boland starts it off with a single for the Grizzlies. Back in with the ball, Carr to Robinson, and lead man on a payoff pitch. Shoots a single to left field. So here's Brock Davidson, the left fielder for Grainger. They're 16-18 on the season. They finished second in the District 2 tournament behind Greenville, who's hosting Sullivan South as we speak. Greenville at 28-3 and South at 15-10. That winner plays this winner Wednesday night. Throw to first, back in standing. Of course, there's numerous pickoffs that were successful during the district tournament. Our pitching staff, even the righties, have a mean pickoff move to first. Adams holds him on at first. Hartley brings it, and a pitch downstairs, ball one. Now the storyline on Garrett is you better get him early, because as the game goes on, he gets in a groove and gets tougher. So Grainger wants to have some success. They best get it early. They've got the lead man on. Pitches, and it's inside. Backstop it goes. Pass ball down to second. So Perkins back to the backstop he goes. Pass ball down to second, and so they've got one in scoring position. Three-man crew working this one behind the plate, and men in blue now between second and third and down the third base line. So Grainger with a early opportunity, a pretty good lead off a second for the runner, Clem Boland. Hartley checks him and brings it. And it's downstairs. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Perkins behind the plate after missing the betterment of the tournament. That hand injury, got the clearance to get back in there. 2-0 pitch. Strike call. Ran in on the right-hand batter. 2-1. That popped the leather of Evan Perkins. So Carr in left field is pulled around. There's lots of room down the left field line with the right-hand batter. Pitching, line shot, and past the diving Brody Adams into right field. Carter comes up with it and gets it back in, and he'll put on the brakes coming in from third. And great reason why. Great throw by Carter up the third base line, but it's exactly where you wanted it. So the third base runner turned and went, put on the brakes. And so the first two on board here with back-to-back singles on the corners. Here's Hunter Sykes, the second baseman. He just reached out and shot that one past the diving Adams. That was a grass scorcher into right field, and Grainger's got something going here. On the corners, nobody out here in the first. Here's Hunter Sykes, the second baseman. Adams holds on the runner at first. Hartley brings it, and it's upstairs, ball one. So Garrett Hartley now in the hit department's given up 42 on the season. They've got him on the corners, nobody out here in the top of the first. Pitching, runner going from first down to second, and throw down to second, and he's going to be in there. I thought maybe it was going to be a bluff throw. They went for it. They threw it. Eggleston took the throw. He slid under the tag. Eggleston dropped the ball on the impact and the collision as the slide came in. Stolen base, and they've got him at second and third. So Grainger's got something going here in the top of the first inning, no question. Second and third, nobody out. Hartley's got himself in a mini jam here to see if Garrett can get himself out of it. Pitching. And nice pitch, off speed, strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike to Garrett Hartley. Jake Myers, the cleanup batter on deck here. We're in the top of the first. Cyclones and the Grizzlies. Hartley brings it. Down low, 3-1. Check that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. My bad. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He brings it. Chopper right back to Hartley. He'll run the runner back to third, throw to first. Got him. That's a big out. He topped that one. Slow ground ball back to the pitcher. Hartley fields, throws to Brody Adams. Runners stay put, 1 away. Here's Jake Myers. Now you set yourself up for an inning-ending double play ball, we hope. Myers, right-hand batting first baseman for Grainger. The Grainger Grizzlies, 16 wins and 18 losses on the season. Hartley brings it. Swing and a miss. Blew it by him. Strike 1. decent little crowd here, but quite frankly, I thought there'd be a whole lot more here cheering on the Cyclone baseball team. They deserve more. 0-1 pitch. Chopper foul towards the Elizabethton dugout third base side, 0-2. So the Celtics and the Wizards tonight, Game 7 in Boston. The winner gets the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have been off about 10, 12 days after sweeping Toronto a week ago yesterday. Hartley, no balls, 2 strikes. This will be a big one right here, and strike 3 called. 2 down. That's a punch out big in this game already. So the cleanup batter Myers on a called third is gone. That is strikeout number 69 of the season for Hartley, and now you can work on the batter. Here's Nick Conley, the center fielder. As I said, you better get him early if you're going to get him. Hartley already starting to groove a little bit. Swing and a miss. So single Boland, pass ball. Davidson single, stolen base. Boland went to third on the single by Davidson to right field. That's where they are. This one past Perkins and a run in. It's 1-0. So pass ball, and it gets past him and in to score from third. It's 1-0. Davidson comes down to third. So a run in. So Evan Perkins got by him on a pitch inside and tight and skips to the backstop, allowing Boland to come on with the first run of the ball game. Davidson brings it. Swing and a miss. Right-hand batting center fielder Nick Conley. Top of the first, 1-0 Grainger. Unearned run, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hartley comes sidearm, popped him up, backing out of play. And I think that was a self-defense swing that was coming in on him, the right-hand batter. And he came sidearm that time, and he fouls it back. Count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. Here at Joe O'Brien Stadium, home of the Twins. Pitches. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Strikeout swinging. Big inning as Hartley got himself in a hole and got out of it. But they pick up a run, an unearned run, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the first. Grainger 1. The Cyclones coming up. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the crossings in North Johnson City.
We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Cyclones come calling at 19-10, an unearned run, 1-0 Grainger. Their starting pitcher, big old tall drink of water, big lanky lad, goes about 6'2", 6'3", and Justin Sales is the man. Today's game being brought to you by great folks like Soldier Recovery Ministries and also Carter County Bank. So here's Ethan Eggleston. Eggleston on the season batting .329, no homers and 14 runs knocked in. One of the all-tournament selections for our ball club. Sidearm brings it, and it's outside ball 1. Eggleston in the tournament to this point, 5 for 17, 2 doubles and 5 runs knocked in. That leadoff spot. And may I say, played a fantastic defensive catcher during the tournament, in the absence of Perkins. 1-0 pitch, and it's downstairs 2-0. Ethan had to come out of the second base area in that first game against Happy Valley. Went in behind the plate and His defense during the tournament was just out of sight as a catcher in a backup position. Good job, Ethan. Sales brings it, and it's strike called. He'll come sidearm, he'll come three-quarter. As we'd say back home, a big old tall drink of water. Rather willowy lad out there, about 6'3", 6'4". Right-hander Justin Sales. Pitching, and it strike two called, Ethan Eggleston. 0-2. A run on 2 hits in the top of the inning for Grainger, and this is Elizabethton's first look here. The visitors from Grainger County. Eggleston, Russell, and Robinson here in the bottom of the first. Sales brings it. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout swinging. Ethan's gone, one down. Here's Corey Russell. Russell batting .333 on the season, a homer and 16 runs knocked in the tournament. How about these numbers? Russell 6 for 18, a double, a triple, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Usually swings on the first pitch. Let's see. Sales brings it. Corey watched it miss outside and away, ball one. Defensively, Collins at third, Clint Boland at shortstop, Hunter Sykes at second, and Jake Myers at first with Tanner Collins behind the plate. Corey, off-speed pitch, 1-1. Brock Davidson in left, center field Nick Connolly for Grainger, right field Jeb Hurst. Sales working from the stretch with nobody on. And here's a pop backing out of play, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Elizabethton, they're all orange with black numerals and black lettering and knee-high black knee socks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shadows now on the pitcher's mound. Brings it, and a chopper foul at the plate. And the home plate area also beginning to be in the shadows. So the trees behind the first base line here at Joe O'Brien's kind of, it's like little splotches between home plate and the pitcher's mound as far as sunlight. So that ball comes off the pitcher. It's probably tough to pick up to a certain degree for the batter. 1-2 pitch to Corey, and it's bounced up there. Count evens at 2-2. Again, Greenville and South on the other side of the bracket. Winners play Wednesday, losers done today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1-0 Grainger in the first. Corey waits on it. Ground ball, slap foul, third base side. Towards the Elizabethton dugout, and the count stays at 2-2. Inside of a month till we start, I'm wrong, a little over a month away from the start of Elizabethton Twin Baseball. Pitching, and popped him up, backing out of play. Corey being a tough customer. Russell on the season to this point with 26 hits and 78 at-bats for a .333 average. Tied with Evan Carter on the team with triples with 2 and a homer and 16 runs knocked in. That home run was during the tournament. He got one out of there in a hurry against South. In fact, the team with 3 home runs on the year, and 2 of those in the district tournament. One by Corey and one by Brody Adams. 2-2 pitch to Corey. Ground ball back over the mound, charging shortstop. Fields snaps the throw and got him. Nice play with the shortstop. 2 down. Shortstop attacked that one and gunned it pretty quickly. That's Clint Boland. Here's Michael Robinson. Robinson batting .317 on the season, leads the club in doubles with 12. Robinson in the tournament. Michael 5 for 22, a couple of doubles and an RBI. One of 4 seniors on this team, wanting this thing to continue on until Wednesday and Friday. So downstairs, ball 1, good eye Robinson. The inning continues. Evan Carter on deck. We're in the bottom of the first. An unearned run at the top of the inning. 1-0 Grainger. Robinson popped him up, drives it down the right field line, and backing out of play. That's 1-1. I want to say a big thank you to the Cyclone Dugout Club. We could not be here this year if it wasn't for them. Being led by Commander Hartley. That's 3 doors down up here. Pitching. And it's down and away. Good eye by Robinson. Michael twirls that bat, comes kind of a sidearm. This is a foul ball. So Robinson crossing to the chalk to field that one was Bryson Collins, and it's a foul ball. Well, that last pitch, he came submarine style. Wasn't even a sidearm. It was almost, well, it was submarine, and Robinson got a piece of it. He's brought it so far 3/4, sidearm, and now submarines. He's bringing 2 or 3 different deliveries as the starting pitcher, Justin Sales. Submarine again, and it's hit batsman and plunked him. We'll go to first. Tying run at first. Go ahead run to the plate for Evan Carter. Carter in the tournament, 6 for 19, couple of doubles and 2 RBIs on the season. Evan Carter, the freshman, batting .451. Leads the club in hits with 41, doubles with 2, and runs scored with 29. He's got a chance to produce here. Bringing it. Carter watches miss inside, ball 1. Strikeout, Eggleston. Russell grounds out to short. Robinson hit batsman, and here's Carter. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Grainger. Hello to J.P. Nix listening out in Colorado today. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Great story. J.P. said they lost power out in Colorado, came down off the mountain and got down someplace where he could hear the game and sit alongside of the road and listen to the broadcast. That's pretty cool. Hello, J.P. and Joe, and appreciate throw to first, back in diving safely with a big lead over first, Michael Robinson. So appreciate the folks that tuned in here and continues to grow. Pitching Sales. Carter misses outside. Good eye, Evan. Inning continues. Brody Adams on deck. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Tying run at first. They go ahead and run at the plate here in the bottom of the first. Sales for Grainger versus Hartley of Elizabethton. Brings it. Bounced up there. Good eye by Evan. Kicks up the first base line, but the runners can advance. So a runner. So Evan Carter, the left-hand batting freshman. 3-1. How would you like to have this kid around for 2 or 3 more years? Ryan Presnell says, I can't wait. Pitching, and it's strike called. Catcher framed that one for him. Tanner Collins, full count. I think you could define this as a fluid strike zone here early on. Full count. Let's see what he can do. Carter waits on it, and a line shot. Base hit to right field. It crawled on through. We'll take it. And Carter continues to swing the hot stick. First hit of the ball game for the Cyclones. Here's Brody Adams, the MVP of the tournament, and deservedly so. Adams for the tournament so far, 6 for 16, 3 doubles, a home run, and 7 RBIs. He was voted, and without any doubt in my mind, was the MVP of this tournament. This kid, then he went on the mound and beat a good South team on Saturday to clinch the championship. He brings it. Brody, whoa, ropes it foul. He got a big rip. Sails it over top of the Elizabethton dugout, strike 1. On the season, Adams batting .348, 2 homers and 20 RBIs. He is second now behind Michael Robinson in the RBI department. He has really come on here the last 5 or 10 games. Runners at second and first, down 1. And it's backhanded, and nice job saved there by Tanner Collins. Robinson at second with a hit batsman. First is Carter with the first hit of the ball game. 2 on, 2 out, down 1 in the first. Justin Sales from Grainger brings it. Brody, strike call, caught the outside corner. So Brody Adams back in. Daly on deck if it continues here. Sales brings it. Adams pops him up and back it out of play. Brody, 7 RBIs and a long ball. And he crushed that one, as did Corey Russell. 3 home runs on the season as a team. This kid's got 2 of them. 2 strike count on the 2 out batter. And it's way outside. Good block by the catcher and a good eye by Brody Adams. Bottom of the first. 2-2 pitch. And it's a little flare into left field, and that will fall for a base hit. He'll get the green light. Robinson. It's a tie ball game. He delivers. Brody Adams, his 8th RBI of the tournament, coming down to third, and he'll be tagged out. Evan Carter. So Carter is tagged coming down to third on a gamble, but the Michael Robinson run, and it is a tie ball game. We'll take it. Adams delivers an RBI single, coming down to third to put out on the play for the third out of the inning, and that is it. But we'll take it. 1 run on a couple of base hits. No errors, 1 man left. We've played 1. It's all tied up, 1-1. We'll be right back. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have 1 of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Tie ball game in the second inning. A RBI producing single by Brody Adams. First pitch, ground ball, charging Eggleston to second field, throws. Nice job, nice play. 1 pitch and 1 out. 4-3 on the putout. There's 1 away here in the second. Tie ball game, 1-1. Here's right fielder Jeb Hurst, wears number 1 for the Grizzlies. So Brody Adams, his 8th RBI of the tournament, his 21st of the season. Robinson scores. Carter coming down from second to third gambled. It was a put out from left field to third baseman, applying the tag. There's a strike called right down the heart of the plate. Coming up between innings, we'll be talking to one of them Elizabethton celebs. Quarterback Carter Everett for the football team. 0-1. Down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Collins, 1 pitch, 1 out on a ground ball to Eggleston at second. This is Hurst with Landon Holt, the DH on deck. Hartley rocks, brings it, swing and a miss, blew it by him. Nice pitch. Hartley with 2 Ks. He now has 70 on the season for Garrett. He's going to change schools but keep the same colors next year. He'll be right up the road pitching for Milligan College. Pitching. Misses outside and upstairs. We'll run down the big leagues for you coming up here in a few minutes. It's a light night. Got some action going on, but it's full schedule tomorrow night. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Garrett Hartley, number 71 of the season, and there's 2 down to the inning. Here's Landon Holt, the DH for the pitcher, Justin Sales. So a run on 2 hits so far for Grainger, 1 run on a couple of base hits for Elizabethton. Hartley brings it outside, ball 1. Perkins behind the plate. Third base, Corey Russell. Shortstop, Michael Robinson. Second base, Ethan Eggleston. Brody Adams in the shadows now at first base defensively. Left field looking into the Sun Carr. Center field, Wetzel. This misses outside. And in right field is Evan Carter. Light breeze kicking Old Glory to half mast out in straightaway center. Kicking from right to left here. 2 out of the inning. 1-1 ball game in the second. Strike called. Belt high fastball from Garrett Hartley. Hartley goes right back up on the hill after he gets the pitch and gets toes that rubber on the third base side and says, I want it. And here he comes. Gets the signal. Ooh, looked pretty good from here. Three and one. Hartley Wheels, here it comes. Swing and a miss. Blew that one by him. Full count. Oh, baby. There's some gas in the tank on that one. He runs it full. Hartley shakes off signal 1, wants number 2, and here it comes to the plate. And it's upstairs, ball 4. So the big man chugs down to first. Here's Bryson Collins. Carter Everett joins us between the half innings. Talk a little Cyclone football. The sophomore will be a junior, of course, next year, pitching, and inside ball 1 to the right-hand batting right fielder, Bryson Collins. We're tied at 1, top of the second of a scheduled 7. If you win here tonight, you win here Wednesday, you're back in here on Friday. Elizabethton can be here all week if they continue to win. But you got to get this one. There's a strike call. Nice pitch, Garrett. Nice frame by Evan Perkins to freeze it for the umpire's liking, and it's 1-1. Hartley to the belt, brings it way upstairs. Two balls and 1 strike as the shadows have engulfed home plate and most of the pitching area now. Swing and a miss, ran that one by. 2-2. Left field, shortstop, third base will be playing havoc with the sun here for the next hour or so. 2-2 pitch. Hartley nods his head and brings it, and it's just missed inside, full count. Woo. I think Garrett wanted that one. Count runs full now. The runner first will be on the move. Your 2-out walk administered to Landon Holt. Pitching, fouls back our way. Full count. Payoff pitch to the 2-out batter. Hartley brings it, and slow ground ball to Corey at third. He'll charge on 3 hops. Nope. Under his glove. Throws anyway, and he'll be safe. E5. Corey charged. It just rolled up on his glove. He stayed with it, picked it up, still snapped the throw, but it was too late. E5. Runner safe. Second and first. First error of the ball game. Runners at second and first. 2 out, 2 on. Top of the order. Boland single to start the ball game. Came around and scored the first run of the ball game. So a courtesy runner out at second base. That's where this roster will come in handy. And a courtesy runner for the big man will be Luke Jones. So Hartley, 2 on, 2 out. A ground out to Collins on the first pitch. A strikeout swinging to Hurst. A walk to Holt. And now an error charge to Corey Russell at third. First error of the ball game for the Elizabethton defense. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the order, Boland. A single and a run scored. He touched home plate back in the first. We're in the top of the second. We're tied at 1. Hartley leans in, gets his sign from his catcher, Perkins. He brings it, and it misses upstairs, and it's ball 1. In AAA baseball tonight, you have Dobbins Minute hosting Morristown East and Tennessee High on the road at Jeff County. Popped him up, foul ground, backing out of play. 1-1. In single A baseball, you got Hancock County at North Green and the Hampton Bulldogs at Northview Academy tonight. And of course, right up the street, the Lady Cyclones are playing Greenville in the AA regional semifinal for Coach Harden's ball club. They've had a heck of a year. This one's popped up, backing out of play. 2-strike count now to your 2-out batter. Clint Boland. Single, went to second on a pass ball, came home on a single by his next batter, teammate Brock Davidson. 1-1 in the second. Brings it upstairs off the glove of Perkins, and pass ball again. They move up a base. That's how they scored the run in the first inning. It got past Perkins off his glove, went to the backstop, and Boland raced home. So 2 on, 2 out. They're up a base at second and third now. 2-strike count on your top of the order batter, Clint Boland. the Grainger shortstop. Hartley brings it. And a curveball, he topped that one, just got a piece of it, and fouls it to the backstop and stays alive. Let's take a look at Big League Baseball tonight. Everything under the lights, Tampa Bay, Cleveland, the Atlanta Braves, Bartolo Colon on the mound. In Toronto, Houston and Miami, the White Sox in Los Angeles, the Battle of Big Albert, and the Angels, and Oakland plays at Seattle in the American League. Pitches upstairs. Full count again. Let's see what Gary can do with this batter. Now he'll step off the rubber and get a big deep breath and climb back on. The old East Tennessee humidity's kicked in a little bit down here on the river tonight. A little muggy, which is good. Beats the snow and the ice and the rain, I can tell you that. Hartley, payoff pitch, 2-on, 2-out. He brings it, and he pops him up into right field. Evan Carter says, I've got it. Comes in, he'll squeeze the cowhide, and that's the inning. For Grainger, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 2 men left. They've stranded 3 and 2 at-bats, and we'll stay right here. We'll go to the bottom of the second. We're going to bring the man, the myth, the legend on right here. Put them cans on, young, and right like that. See if I can't get him on camera here. I want to get it so everybody can see. Carter Everett, the quarterback for the Elizabethton Cyclone baseball team. How you doing, big guy?
Good, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. So come over here. Let's get you a little bit closer. Let me turn this around so they can see. They don't want to see me. There he is, Carter Everett, the Elizabethton quarterback. So let's talk about practice so far. How's it going?
It's good. It's really good. We're just missing some guys for baseball, but we're looking really good. Got the whole line there, so it's pretty good.
So this is how many weeks you guys been practicing?
This is our 3rd week going into it.
And so you've got a lot of guys missing because they're playing spring sports, right?
Yes, sir. We got a bunch of baseball players out there, like 5 or 6, and a couple guys in track. Yeah, it's fun seeing people that, they're just getting used to it and stuff. Getting back in the swing of things is pretty good.
So you had some surgery back in the fall after you hurt your shoulder or collarbone, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
how are you feeling now?
I feel great. It feels better than it did before I got hurt. They didn't lose anything on my ball. I'm throwing better than I was, and it feels really good.
And so what have you been practicing? I know this is a silly question. What have you guys been working on in spring practice?
Just working on some new stuff, trying to put some stuff in this year. Just getting back into everything, and just throwing rounds and stuff, and letting the line just get gelled together where we lost some guys from last year.
Here's the first pitch to Daly, and it's outside ball 1. 1-1 game, bottom of the second. We're talking to Carter Everett, the Cyclone quarterback. You guys scrimmage when? Thursday?
Yes, sir, against Crockett at 6 o'clock.
Here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then after that, what's Carter Everett do this summer? Going to any camps?
Yeah, I'm going to Wake Forest on the 2nd and Western Kentucky middle of June, and NC State later in June.
Wake Forest, Western Kentucky, and NC State quarterback camps.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. You ready for the season to start?
Oh, yeah, I'm pumped. I feel like it'll be really good this year.
I think so, too. It should be a great year for Cyclone football. You
Yes,
got
sir.
what? Corey Russell's out there, Evan Perkins,
Evan Carter, Ryan Wetzel.
Wagner.
Yes, sir, and I think that's it.
Yeah. 5 guys out here. A couple of those are receivers, right?
Yes, sir. Evan Perkins will be huge for us this year. Ryan will be trying to fill with Connor leaving, filling with him, and Evan Carter will be playing defense a little bit and offense, just trying to fill him in some places. Young guy.
Good stuff.
Yes,
Here's
sir.
the pitch to Daly, and he shoots it foul, backing out of play. All right, big dog. I'm glad you came up here.
Yes,
Good luck.
sir.
So Thursday night, 6 o'clock, up here at the field
Yes,
in
sir.
Elizabethton. Crockett's coming to town for a scrimmage.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Set the woods on fire, would you?
I'll try to.
Do
Yes,
good.
sir.
There
Thank
you go. Carter Everett, folks, the starting quarterback of the Elizabethton Cyclone football team. Going to get him on up here and let him talk. Ball 4, Daly draws a walk. Yes, sir, man. Good job. Carter Everett. Tell you what, this guy, he's a class kid.
Number 7, Evan Perkins.
Daly draws leadoff walk. Here is Evan Perkins. Perkins has been out with that injury for a couple of ball games. In fact, most of the tournament, but he's back, and so Evan gets his turn to take some hacks. Evan Perkins on the season for Elizabethton. Perkins batting .306, no homers and 10 runs knocked in. Perkins with men on base batting .371. So go ahead, run it first. 1-1 tie in the second. Daly drew a walk. We're talking to Carter Everett, and kid's pretty poised now, I'm here to tell you. He drops a bunt. It's foul in front of home plate. So it's strike 1 to Evan Perkins. In the bottom half of the second inning, we are tied at 1. Both teams with a couple of base hits. Winner stays, if it's the Cyclones, they stay here Wednesday. And again, the cool thing, you win Wednesday, you're back in here on Friday. So the stars are aligned for the Cyclones to be here all week before, if you can win these next two, you go to the state tournament next week. I like to make that little ride down there, me and Hartley. Hartley, can I ride with you? Maybe not. There was no response. Perkins bunts, foul ball at the plate. Strike two. Runner charging from third, Bryson Collins. There's a lot of baseball to be played between now and next week in Murfreesboro, the state tournament. Crowd continues to come in here now. It's good to see. These kids deserve it. We're in the bottom of the second. We're tied at 1. Lead man on Daly at first with pretty good speed. Holding him on is the first baseman, Jake Myers, here at Joe O'Brien Stadium. Submariner, it's a ground ball back up the middle. Shortstop bobbles the ball. Safe at second base. That is E6 all the way. That's a double play ball. He had that to step on the bag and do a sweep throw. But in a pressure-packed situation, Colton Miller runs at first. Shortstop, I mean, that's an easy tailor-made double play ball, no pun intended. Step on that bag and throw to first, but he bungled it, E6. And as a result, first error for the Grainger defense, and all hands are safe, and it's second and first, nobody out. Here's Jesse Carr. Carr in the tournament, 5 for 17, a double and 3 RBIs. Jesse played a solid defensive left field the entire tournament for Elizabethton. Here's a pitch. He bunts it, tops it, fouls it back, strike one. 281 on the season for Carr. No homers and 5 RBIs with men on base, batting .317. So the first inning starts with Daly with a walk. He's the DH for Hartley. Then Perkins reaches on the air with the shortstop. And again, that's a double play ball. He fields that right around the bag, steps on the bag, and a sweep throw to first. As it is, we'll take it. All hands safe, nobody out, second and first. Sales working from the stretch. Brings that Submariner, and he drops it. Good bunt out in front of the plate. Only plays to first, and second baseman covering. Nice job by Carr to drop that bunt. Sacrifice 1-4. Second baseman took the throw. Runners move up. Daly to third, Perkins to second. Here's Wetzel. Wetzel on that 9-hole went 6 for 16 with an RBI. He had a really nice tournament. And here's a guy, you talking about somebody can cover some ground defensively. This guy is like a vacuum cleaner out in center field. If it's hit out there, 9 times out of 10, he's going to pull it in. Batting .316, no homers and 6 RBIs. Infield pulled in. They want to cut that run down to the plate. Sales brings it. Wetzel swings and dribbles a foul, third base side. I want to date myself. This guy reminded me back when I was a kid. I was a big fan of the Reds, and a guy, they had Cesar Geronimo out in center field. Covered a lot of ground defensively, and this Wetzel kid can do the same. He's in a big ballpark like Jay Fred. He was all over the place, making big-time catches. He's got a chance to produce to the bat now. Runners at second and first, or second and third. Nobody out here in the second. And there's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Sales throws to first, 2 down. Now sit nobody out, but there's 2 away. Unfortunately, that was a sacrifice, as it turned out, but didn't need to. Here's Eggleston settling in. Ethan, with men on base, batting .432. He's driven in 5 runs here in the tournament. Be nice to hit number 6 right here. So a walk, E6, sacrifice bunt, and now a tapper back to the box. There's 2 on, 2 out here in the second inning. We're tied at 1. So Sales, big lanky lad, working from the stretch, brings it. Eggleston, strike called. We started to and held back. Ethan struck out. He's been the only K in the book so far for Sales. He did that to start the ball game. So you heard Carter Everett say the football team scrimmages Thursday at 6 here at Elizabethton against Crockett. Ethan, strike 2 call. Now you think Sales will come back and throw him some junk because he'll probably go after this because he's 0-2 now. See what Ethan can do. If he can hold off or get the one he wants. Russell on deck if it continues. Sales brings it, and it's downstairs. Good eye, Ethan Eggleston. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Each team with an error now in the ball game. Russell for Elizabethton and The shortstop, Bolin for Grainger. Both teams a couple of base hits. We're tied at 1. 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Sales brings it for Grainger. Eggleston outside. Good eye. 2 and 2. Off the bag at third is Daly. At second is Colton Miller running for Perkins. Brings it. And it's inside. Good eye. Eggleston's worked him full count now after being in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Good discipline to the plate by Eggleston, and he's ran him full. Runners will be on the move. Like to see Robinson and Russell and Carter and these guys get a hack at him here. Payoff pitch. Here it comes. And a fly ball. Right field. Pretty well hit out of the gap. Can they get to it? And they do. No. 1 run scores. 2 run scores. Here comes a throw to third. He's going to be out. But a 2-run hit by Ethan Eggleston. The center fielder ran a long way and could not come up with it. And a big 2-run double stretch to a triple. Eggleston's out at third, but the runs count. It's a 3-0 ball game. We'll come back and recap it. We go to the third. Elizabethton leads 3-1. We'll tell you all about it right after this. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We go to the third inning. Elizabethton strikes with 2 big ones in the bottom of the second, leading 3-1 now for Hartley, the 2-run cushion. And a fastball strike called. Here's Brock Davidson. Skikes, and Myers, 2, 3, and 4 in the third inning. 3-1 Elizabethton. Ground ball, slow roller to Eggleston. Charging, fielding, throwing. Nice job. Got him by a half step. Nice job, Eggleston at second. 4-3 on the putout. Here's Hunter Sykes, who tapped back the box back in the first inning to Garrett Hartley. So again, you look at the tournament for Eggleston, who was all tournament in the district. Picks up 2 more RBIs, 7 RBIs, and a leadoff spot for Ethan Eggleston. Bunts, pretty good one down the third base line. Hartley will let Russell field it, throw it, and safe. Bunt single at first. Base hit number 3 now of the ball game. Nice bunt drop by Sykes down the third base line. Bunt single. Base hit number 3. Tying run comes to the plate. Here's Myers. He was strikeout number 1 of the ball game. Hartley's got 3. He struck him out for out number 2 back in the first. The center fielder, by the way, and that double by Eggleston gave it a long run. Here's a throw to first. Back in diving safely. Nick Conley gave it a run out in the gap in right center field. Couldn't catch up to it. Eggleston drives home 2. Daly and Miller running for Perkins both scored. It's a 3-1 ball game. Here's a high pop backing out of play by Myers. Top of the third of a scheduled 7. It's 3 for the Cyclones and 1 for the Grizzlies. Today's game being brought to you by some of the folks. Aqua Breeze Car Wash, one of the folks being our sponsor this year, and Carter County Bank and Blackburn Childers in Stegall. I want to say thanks to those folks being sponsors here through the Cyclone Dugout Club of Cyclone Baseball. Pitches, and it's downstairs. Great night for baseball here, I'm telling you. Couldn't draw it up any better. A little breeze, a little humidity, a little muggy here on the river. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hartley brings it downstairs, 2-1. Bolin single, Davidson single in the first. Now a bunt single by Sykes with 1 out here in the third, with the tying run now at the plate for Myers. 2 balls and a strike to the right-hand batting first baseman. Hartley brings it, and a fly ball right field. Carter, foul ground giving chase, and Adams, and can't get to it. And he's back to the infield, and Myers dodged the bullet. Brody gave it a good run over and foul ground. He's back to the infield, but couldn't catch up to it. 2 strikes now on the batter. Hartley brings it, fouls it back. Myers looks like his back's bothering. Every time he swings that bat, he grimaces. So it looks like he's got something wrong with the back or a hip. Every swing of the bat, he is gritting his teeth. So he looks like he's in some pain out there. The first baseman, the cleanup batter. Garrett brings it. And strike 3 called, and he knew it. He's gone. Punch out number 4 of the ball game for Hartley, and number 72 on the season. 2 outs in the inning. Here is Nick Conley, who struck out for out number 3 in the first. So 4 in the ball game for Hartley. He had 6 the other day against Sullivan East in that elimination game. So 72 on the season for Garrett Hartley. Working from the third base side of the rubber from the stretch. Throw to first, and Adams reaches across the runner and snags that to the outfield side of the first base bag. Ground out Davidson to second. Bunt single Sykes. Strikeout Myers. Here's Nick Conley. Runner going. Upstairs, throw down, got a chance, and he'll get in, and he'll be out. Nice job, Perkins. On a pitch upstairs, and he gunned it down to second and caught stealing, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third. Great throw by Perkins right on the numbers. Cyclones lead at 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, 1 call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
First pitch to start the third inning for Elizabeth, and Corey goes after that first, and more times than not, grounds out to the shortstop. 1 away on 1 pitch. Here's Robinson, a hit batter, came around and scored the first run of the ball game back in the first. 3-1 Cyclones, bottom of the third of a scheduled 7. There's a fly ball center field, backpedaling, and he will make the catch. Nice job looking at the sun. Nice catch by Conley, 2 down. He hammered it, and Conley, big lanky youngster, backpedaled about 5 steps, looking up at the sun because he got his glasses on, makes the catch. 2 pitches and 2 quick outs here in the third. Here's Carter, a single, got thrown out trying to stretch it. Actually credit him with a double. And coming down to third on a put out the end of the inning, a 7-5. Here's a swing and a foul tip, strike 1. So Carter again, that play from left field. Thrown out 7-5 to end the first inning. After Adams had singled. Misses downstairs, 1-1. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. Russell ground out to short. Robinson a fly to deep center. It's 2 down here in the inning. We're in the bottom of the third. It's a 3-1 Cyclone lead. 3 runs, 3 hits for Elizabethton. Strike called, and for the Grizzlies through 3 at-bats, 1 run on 3 base hits. An error and 3 men left. Cyclones have stranded 1 here so far. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Evan Carter. Adams on deck. Sales brings it, and it's down inside. Good eye by the freshman, 2-2. So the Elizabethton Lady Cyclones playing up the road in the regional semifinal outside the schoolhouse against the Lady Green Devils of Greenville. There's a fly ball to left field looking straight in the sun. That's a tough play, and he makes it easy. That is tough out there. That sun is brutal, and it's quick work of the Elizabethton offense. We go to the 4th. We played 3. Cyclones lead it after 3, 3-1. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
You're 9 outs away from the sectional. Here we go to the 4th inning. Let's see what Hartley can do to Conley. Conley was at the plate when Sykes got gunned down by Perkins to Eggleston 2-4 in the put-out, caught stealing to end the inning. So Conley struck out the end of the first, his only plate appearance. Inside and low, now outside and low, 2-0 to get the inning started. We're in the 4th, 3-1 Elizabethton. 9 outs away from a sectional appearance for this baseball team. After going out with a whimper last year, they won and lost in the district tournament. This year they are gunning for their 20th win of the season for Elizabethton. Hartley from the windup. Garrett brings it, and it's ball 4-4. So Conley trots to first, a leadoff walker in the 4th. Here's Tanner Collins. Led off the second inning with a grounder to Eggleston at second. So the first walk of the game by Garrett Hartley, and on the season that would be Garrett's let's say it would be his 31st walk of the season. His second walk of the ball game. He walked Holt, big man, back in the second. Pitches, popped him up, backing out of play. Strike one. So Conley with a walk at first, the second of the game for Hartley. He's working on Collins. And a pitch misses inside.
Nice pitch, Gary. Nice pitch. Keep throwing it. Keep throwing it. Keep throwing it. Good Lord.
1 ball, 1 strike to Collins. And a pitch upstairs, 2-1. On deck is Hurst. We're in the 4th inning. Tying run to the plate. Runner over at first, creeping off the bag. Conley with those neon green running gloves. Hartley brings it upstairs. Three balls and a strike to Collins, the catcher for Grainger. And a bad handle, strike call. Got the outside corner, belt high. Full count. 3-2. Collins with a very unique batting stance. He takes that bat and lays on his right shoulder, then puts it up about 6 inches off his right shoulder, pointing down to the ground. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks by Hartley, and here's Jeb Hurst. Time is called. Reed Casey will trot out, talk to his pitcher. He and Perkins will have a little meeting with Hartley at the mound. Some of our sponsors, again, the Elizabethton Twins. Again, season tickets are on sale. $55 for 34 tickets for here at the ballpark. That comes out to about $1.60 a ticket. And that gets Matthew Daly down the left field line, beginning to loosen up for Elizabethton. $1.61 a ticket, so $55 for 34 tickets. Come see the Elizabethton Twins here on the river. Joe O'Brien Stadium. Conley walk, Collins walk. It's the 3rd walk of the game issued by Garrett Hartley. And here's Jeb Hurst, who struck out his first time up. Home plate umpire's going to walk out and move him along here. We're in the top of the 4th, 3-1. Elizabethton, but Grainger's got their first 2 on board here. Tying run at first. The go-ahead run will be at the plate.
Just throw. You got it, buddy. You got it. Just throw. Here we go.
So here's Hurst, the Grizzlies' right fielder. Most of the infield, except for a sliver on right around the dirt, the third base side, is all in the shadows now. Pitching, popped him up. On the infield, behind second base, Michael Robinson says, I got it. And he does. 1 down. One away for Landon Holt, the big man.
Up next, Landon Holt.
Landon drew that first walk of the game back in the 2nd. 4 strikeouts and 3 walks now for Hartley. Runners at second and first, 1 out. Cyclones by 2 here in the top of the 4th. Daly warming up in the bullpen for Elizabethton. Hartley brings it, and a strike call. Nice pitch by number 8. Holt, the DH for the pitcher, Justin Sales. He's the 8th man of the lineup. And strike 2 called. Worked inside and outside for Hartley. I think the meeting with Reed Casey worked because he's thrown BBs since the meeting of the mound with the pitching coach. Hartley, 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout swinging, and there's 2 away. Made him chase a bad pitch. Strikeout number 5 for Hartley, and he'll go to work now on Bryson Collins. Reached on a Russell error back in the 2nd.
Bryson Collins.
And a pitch misses, ball one. 2 strikeouts in the first and a strikeout each frame now for Hartley with a total of 5. Here's Collins. 2 out, 2 on here. They have left 3 on through 3 at-bats. Have the Grizzlies. Hartley brings it, and it's up around the eyes, 2-0. The official numbers to this point, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and the Grizzlies have 3 left on, but they have 2 out there right now. 2 on, 2 out. Elizabethton by 2 in the top of the 4th. Pitching. And ball 3. Hartley gets his sign. He brings it. And downstairs, ball 4. Bases juice now. That goes to the top of the order. Here is Clint Boland. This is the kind of inning you want if you're Grainger, so they've got a chance here. And Hartley's got to slam the door. Bases loaded. 2 out. A runner at each base for the Grizzlies. 3-1 Elizabethton. Pitching Hartley. Popped him up, foul ground, and mask off. Perkins coming to the backstop, and good hustle by Evan. It hits on the, that would be the Sweets, is that right? For the Twins. So the Sweet roof over there on the left side. But look at that river over there. That looks, man, wet him a line, get over and catch one. Hartley, swing and a miss. Pulled the string on him, 0-2. Way out in front of him on that. So Clint Boland in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Hartley from the windup. He rocks, here it comes. And he strikes him out. Perkins will put the tag coming down, and that's going to be the inning. Strikeout swinging, and the rally has been stopped by the Elizabethton starter, Garrett Hartley. No runs, no hits. No errors, they strand 3. They've left 6 on board. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 3-1 ball game. Cyclones will be back. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Let's see if that was the inning for Grainger. They left him loaded. Here come the Cyclones, 5, 6, and 7. Adams, Daly, and Perkins. And we hope a whole bunch more. 3-1 ball game. Adams, an RBI single, his 8th of the tournament, 21 of the year, back in the first inning. Sales brings it in a ground ball slap foul, third base side. So Hartley loads the base and walks, and promptly Herrera's back and strikes out Clint Boland, a strikeout swing to end the inning, and a heck of a pitch. So 6 Ks in the ball game now for Garrett Hartley. Sales brings it. And it's downstairs, good eye. Garrett struck out 2 in the first. A Grizzly in the second, Grizzly in the third, and of course got Holt and Boland in the inning in the fourth. 6 total strikeouts for Garrett Hartley. And that one just misses inside it. 74 strikeouts on the year now for Garrett Hartley. Sales brings it. Daly, or rather Adams, swinging a foul tip. Catcher can't hang on. So Garrett Hartley with 74 Ks on the year. Here's Adams. 2-strike count on Brody Adams, the district tournament MVP. Sales. Ground ball hit right to the wickets to left field for a base hit. Right through the legs of the third baseman. That looked like poison and croquet. It went right through the wickets. Adams a screamer. He's 2 for 2. Base hit number 4 of the ball game for Elizabeth, and Brody Adams right through the wickets like a croquet ball. Base hit number 4, he stays on the run. Here's Daly, who walked and scored a run. So Matthew Daly, who was in the bullpen warming up, 6 for 20 with 4 RBIs in the tournament. Pitching, squares the bunt, and bunts through a strike call. Foul tip, just barely made contact. Yeah, Daly on the season. Matthew comes in batting .278, no homers, and 16 runs knocked in, but he's driven in 4 in the tournament. No balls and a strike. Bottom of the 4th. Elizabethton leads at 3-1. Lead man on. Squares the bunt. Does so. Third base side. That's a good one. Third baseman has to look to second. Go to first. Threw it by him. E3. Down to third comes Adams. That's a throwing error on the third baseman. Some confusion on that bunt. It went between the pitcher and the third baseman. In between the pitcher's mound and third. They kind of had some indecisiveness who's going to get it. Third baseman picked it up and hurried his throw and threw it under the glove, and E5, and runners at second and third and nobody out. Second error of the ball game for Grainger, and here's Perkins. He reached an error by the shortstop back in the second. So a chance for some insurance runs for Garrett Hartley here with nobody out. And there it is. Line shot left field. That will fall for a base hit. Here comes Adams. Here comes a throw. Here's the throw at the plate. He's in. 2-run single. And down to second goes Perkins. So Perkins delivers big time hit. 2-run single. I think in defense of the center fielder. He lost that one in the sun momentarily. Evan Perkins delivers a huge 2-run single, and the Cyclones jump out to a 5-1 lead. And still nobody out. So the bats of Eggleston and Adams and now Perkins have been productive here this evening. Cyclones up 5-1. Still nobody out. Here's Carr. Reached on a sac bunt his first time up. So Adams scores, Daly scores, and Perkins on the throw to the plate scampers out to second. Infield pinched in. Line shot to the third baseman, and he'll tag Colton Miller, double play ball. And so Miller caught off the bag down to third, running for Perkins, and smart play by the third baseman. Unassisted 5, 1 and 2, double play ball. Carr's gone, and that brings up Wetzel. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. He'll have to hurry. First baseman covering. Safe at first base. Smart play. Wetzel hustling down the line. That ground ball between first and second. Who was going to field that one? Second baseman got it. First baseman ran to first to cover the bag. Not in time. Infield hit for Wetzel. Here's Wetzel, top of the order, or rather Eggleston. So Wetzel's at first. So Miller down to third would have represented that big 6th run, but we've got 5 in the books. And here is Eggleston. And this one hit him. And the wheels are coming on for the Grizzlies right now. So a hit batsman down to second goes Wetzel. 2 runs on 3 base hits here in the 4th inning for the Cyclones, and it continues for Corey Russell. He's got 2 ground outs to short. Pitching, Corey taking, and it's a foul ball, not by much. That's the correct call. That's a foul ball, not by much. It went right down the third base line. We were sitting even with the third base line. That's a correct call. That would be a foul ball. So single Adams, error on the third baseman on Daly's ground ball. 2-run single Perkins. Carr hits a liner to the third baseman, steps on the bag, doubles up Miller. Single Wetzel. Eggleston hit batsman, and here is Corey Russell. 0-1 pitch. There's a shot in the right field. That may be trouble going back, and he made the catch. What a catch for that kid. He got turned around, ran backwards, did a 360, and dove for it and got the catch. That was a circus catch. Nice job of the right fielder, Jeb Hurst, and that is the inning. But the Cyclones strike 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They leave 1, and the Cyclones have a 5-1 lead heading to the 5th inning, 6 outs away from the sub-state, or the sectional. We'll come back and tell you about it as we hit to the 5th inning. 5-1 after 4, Elizabethton. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We go to the 5th inning. It is a 5-1 lead. Here's your 4-inning totals for Elizabethton. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 2. And for Grainger, 1 run, 3 hits. They've committed 1 error, and they've stranded 6. Actually, 2 errors for the Grainger defense. And it's 5-1 Elizabethton heading to the 5th inning. 6 outs away, and there's a fastball. Belt high, strike call, 2-1. Davidson, Sykes, and Myers, 2, 3, and 4 in the Grainger 5th inning here. Shadows have engulfed the entire infield now here at the ballpark. This one downstairs, 3-1. Center field and right field covering the shadows. Left field and part of the third base area working in the sun. Davidson a single and a ground out to second. He is 1 for 2. Hartley brings it upstairs, ball 4. So the lead man walks to start the inning. 5th walk of the ball game for Garrett Hartley. And Ryan Presnell with Daly in the bullpen warming up. We'll go out and talk to his starters. Sykes will step in, and he's had a bunt single and tap back to the box. He's 1 for 2, and then got thrown out trying to steal second in the 3rd inning on a great throw from Perkins to the awaiting Ethan Eggleston. And Hartley will be lifted, and a great outing this afternoon for Hartley. He'll be lifted for Matthew Daly. So Hartley gives it up to Daly, and Matthew comes on now. Let's see what he can do with the 5th inning unfolding here. Matthew Daly making his 12th appearance of the season with a record of 1-1 in 30 innings of baseball, 30 1/3 to be exact. Daly, 24 hits, 22 runs, 16 of those earned. He's walked 20 and struck out 30 in 30 innings. You can do the math, an average of a strikeout an inning, so Daly in, but man, what a job he did against to Sullivan East in the tournament. No, I'm sorry, against Sullivan South in the tournament. After Carter came in last of the third of an inning, Daly came out of the bullpen and pitched his guts out. We lost the game, but Daly kept him in check. After that first inning, he gave up one hit, an infield hit to Jeffrey Leonard in the third inning. So Daly came out of the bullpen against South in that loss and really pitched well. So Hartley officially in the books goes 4 innings today. Gives up a run. It was unearned. He walked 5 and struck out 6. And gave up, scattered 3 hits. So Daly goes to work on Zykes again. Tapper back of the box and a bunt single. So here's Daly working from the stretch. Runner at first. 5-1 Cyclones here in the top of the 5th. Pitching way upstairs. Ball 1. Daly released that one too early, and that one sailed on him. And upstairs to stand up and get his Perkins. 5-1 Elizabethton here. We are 6 outs away from going to the sectional. Daly pitches and inside and ball 2, both upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 big insurance runs in the bottom of the inning. That big 2-run single delivered by Perkins. Doug, can I tell him I'm going to be there Sunday? We get to speak Sunday at Hunter Memorial. Swing and a miss, blew it by him. Nice pitch, Daly. Brought that one down to the strike zone and threw a BB. 2-1. Matthew Daly to the belt, brings it. 2-1 pitch, and it misses inside. A fastball, 3-1. Cyclones 5, Grainger 1 here. The top of the 5th of scheduled 7. Big insurance runs the bottom of the inning for Perkins in the Cyclone offense. Pitches, and it's downstairs, ball 4. First 2 on board. Your runner at second will be the responsibility of Garrett Hartley in the scorebook. That is the second walk this inning. We came in with 112 as a team. The ERA is 3.05 on this team. First pitch popped him up. This kid's in pain. He grimaced again. He fouled one back, and he walks very gingerly back to the right side of the plate. This is Myers. He struck out twice against Hartley. 0 for 2. First 2 on board. Nobody out here. 5-1 Cyclones in the 5th. Pitching Daly. Strike called. 0-2. Nice pitch from Matthew Daly with Nick Conley on deck. Team with 190 strikeouts coming into the ball game. So with the obviously the 6 by Hartley, 196 now as a team. And it misses inside. One ball, 2 strikes to your cleanup man, Jake Myers. Daly checks him again. He'll bring it. Ground ball, could be 2. Robinson will go to the force play. Got him at second. Nice job. Cuts down that middle runner, or the backside runner. Lead man goes down to third. Fielder's choice 6-4 in the put out, and there's 1 away. Runner stays on. Runners on the corners. Here's Nick Conley. A walk and a strikeout. He's 0 for 1. So they cut down that backside runner of those 2 men on board. Davidson's down to third. Sykes is gone. Myers stays on. Again, fielder's choice 6-4, Robinson to Eggleston. One away. Here is Nick Conley. So Perkins stands out in front of home plate and goes through some signals to his pitcher. Top of the fifth. Sand slowly begin to go through the hourglass of one of these two teams here tonight. Pitches, and a pitch outside, ball one. If the Cyclones can hang on to win, they'll be right back in here Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, and so will we. If you can win that one, you're back in here at 6 o'clock on Friday. So the stars are aligned for this baseball team. They just keep winning. This one's bounced up there, and that one hit Perkins in that hand, and so that one bounced up here and bit him. That one got away from Daly, bounced up 3 or 4 feet in front of home plate, and it was a little stinger to Perkins on that bare hand, his throwing hand. Daly to the belt, brings it way upstairs. Three and 0. Not a pitching coach, but it looks like he's releasing it too soon. Instead of following through, he's letting it go 3/4 instead of bringing it down and releasing it where he should. 3-0 pitch. That time he did. Strike called right down the gutter plate. Right down the old gutter. 3-1 now. Walk, fielder's choice. Runners at second and third now. Pitching, swing and a miss. Big pitch by Daly. Runs it full now. All the way, Sykes obviously scampered down to second with an uncontested stolen base earlier in this at-bat. Conley brings it. Strike 3 called. Nice pitch, Daly. Painted the corner, and there's 2 out. Nice pitch by Daly. Painted an outside corner to the liking of the home plate umpire, and he's gone. He rings him up. Daly, strikeout number 31 on the season for Matthew, and he'll go to work on Tanner Collins. A walk and a ground out to second. He's 0 for 1. Pitching and a golf swing foul to the backstop. What about golf? Do you see where the kid, 21-year-old Soo-Wee Kim, $1.89 million to win the Players' Championship over the weekend. 21 years old. That's a bunch of taters in the bin. This one outside, took something off of it. Good catch and blocked by Perkins. 1-1. Walk, fielder's choice strikeout. 2-1-2 out here in the fifth for Grainger, down 4. Cyclones have got him 5-1 here. Daly in relief of Hartley. Daly brings it. Pops him back and out of play. The backstop. One of our great sponsors tonight, the Elizabethton Twins and the Elizabethton Parks and Rec. They're looking for lifeguards at Franklin Pool for the upcoming swimming season. It opens up in a couple of weeks. If you're interested in being a lifeguard at Franklin Pool, you want to get a hold of the Elizabethton Parks and Rec. Pitching. Way upstairs. Off the glove of Perkins. He's coming in. Here's the throw. There's the play. Safe at the plate. Runner races in on a pass ball, and it's a 5-2 ball game. Runner comes down to third, and so 2 on. So both runs unearned here this evening on pass balls, and so it's a 5-2 ball game. Right-hand batting Tanner Collins. Daly with a runner at third. Checks him, brings it, and into the bat foul to the backstop. Umpire getting a fresh delivery of baseballs. So again, 2 balls and a strike for the Twins for 2017. You get 34 home tickets for $55. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Daly throws the mojo by him, and that's the inning. They pick up a run on no hits, no errors. They leave one. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Your score, Elizabethton 5, Grainger 2. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
3, 4, and 5 in the Cyclone fifth inning. Robinson, Carter, Adams, we hope a whole bunch more. 5-2, Betsy as we go to the fifth inning. Bottom half of the fifth. So we're 6 outs away now from a sub-state appearance, the way you slice it. Pitching, first pitch singled. Base hit for Robinson. Michael just reached out and said, I'm going to poke it into left field, and he did for his first base hit of the night.
Up next to bat for the Cyclones, number 12, Evan Carter.
Base hit number 7 of the night now for Elizabethton. Here's Carter. Base hit and a fly out to left. He's 1 for 2, and now their coach will come out and talk to Sales. He's going to take that baseball and say, your night's done, my friend. We're going to make a double switch here defensively. Let's see. Sales appears, let's see. Sales will go to right field, and in to pitch, it appears to be Nick Conley. So Sales' night's done. So the 7th base hit, and so Nick Conley, the center fielder now, will come in and pitch in relief of Sales. Again, our sponsors, big thanks to Elizabethton Twins and Elizabethton City Parks and Rec. Secure test alarms here in Elizabethton. If you need something, the security alarm taken care of, either your home or your business, they can help you secure test alarms. Blackburn Childers and Stegall, again, they do take care of your taxes, both business, commercial, and personal. The good folks at the Carter County Bank, also Soldier Recovery Ministries. Appalachian Federal Credit Union, some of the folks making it go here. Conley on now. Big thanks to the Cyclone Dugout Club as we look at 6 outs away from being back here on Wednesday. 5-2 in favor of the men in orange and black. So Conley in relief of the starter, Sales, and so Conley will go against Carter. Carter had a base hit back in the first, got thrown out trying to stretch it from second to third on that 2-bagger, 7-5 on the putout. Then Carter came back and flied out to left field to end the 3rd inning, so he's 1 for 2. The freshman phenom for Elizabethton. This kid leads the club in hits coming into the ball game. Tied with Corey with triples with 2, and leads the club in runs scored coming into the ball game with 29. And only a freshman batting .451 coming in. So Nick Conley comes in from center field out that way. Will go. Let's see. I was looking down at the scorebook, didn't see all the changes. I know Sales goes to right field. Or is that Sales in center field? They both are tall. And, no, that's Sales in right field. We'll have to figure out who the center fielder is. Let's see. Tanner Collins. Looks like we may have a new catcher. It doesn't look like a 3 on the back of his jersey. We'll double check. Bottom line is Robinson leads off with a single. He's over first here in the inning. Sales is pulled for Conley coming out of center to pitch. And here's Evan Carter. 5-2 Cyclones trying to add to it here in the 5th inning. Conley working from the stretch. He'll bring it. Carter misses inside, ran it in on him, ball 1. So the Celtics and the Wizards, game 7 tonight of the Eastern Conference Final. They'll take on the Cavaliers, the winners. As we said, have not played since a week ago yesterday. So they've got an 8-day layoff going. Bringing it. Carter, slow ground ball to the shortstop to his right. Fields only plays at first. He'll have to hurry, and Carter safe. Infield hit. Slow roller. Evans got speed, and it's a base hit for the freshman. First 2 on board, nobody out. Here's Adams. District Tournament MVP. Adams with his 8th RBI of postseason. Back in the first, he's had 2 base hits, drove in 1, and scored a run. So Brody Adams with his 21st RBI of the season. That is second in the club, behind Michael Robinson, who has 22. So Adams has had a heck of a last 4, 5, 6 games. He's really been stinging the baseball. 2 for 2 tonight in that 5 spot. First pitch, check swing. Did he go? He did. Strike 1. Robinson single. He's at second. Infield hit Carter. He's at first. First 2 on board. Nobody out in the 5th. Cyclones up 5-2 and trying to add some here. What a job Ryan Presnell's done. Last year, lose, win, lose in the district tournament, and they were gone. Pitching, and it misses inside. Good eye, Brody. 1-1. On deck is Matthew Daly. Coach Presnell going through a battery of signals down to the third base box. This is a chance for the put-away inning right here. Time's called as Brody backs out, adjusts his helmet, and climbs back in. They had a big inning and the bases loaded and couldn't do anything with it. Cyclones got the first 2 on board here in the 5th. Chance to add to this 3-run advantage. Conley brings it. Adams way inside. He has to hunker down. That one sailed on him. So Brody right back in there, ready to roll here. 2 balls and a strike to Brody Adams. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Pitches, Adams, and it's strike 2 call, 2-2. The only Cyclone strikeout was at the start of the game by Eggleston. They've got 1 as a staff here between Sales and Conley. 2-2 pitch, and I'm not sure the umpire knew, but yes, it is a strikeout, 1 away. Here's Daly. Daly with a walk, run scored, and a reached on the air and came around to scores. He's touched home plate 2 out of the 5 times tonight. Daly pitching now, relief of Hartley. Stays in and bats in that 6th spot. He was batting for Hartley as a DH. Now he's just batting for himself as the relief pitcher. Conley brings it. Daly, whoo. Nice pitch there, strike called. That bowed across the plate. You can see it from here, and it's 0-1. Robinson single at second. Carter infield hit at first. Strikeout Adams. Here's batter number 4 in the 5th inning. Elizabethton leads at 5-2. Pitching. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. He'll go to second. Throw to first, and safe at first base. Good hustle by Daly. Nice play defensively by Conley to reach out and spear that and look like an ice cream cone. End of his glove. Fielder's choice, you go 1-6. Robinson stays on. He comes down to third. Carter's erased at second. Daly stays at first on the corners now for Evan Perkins. Perkins, the big 2-run single in the gap back in the last at bat in the 4th inning to give the Cyclones a little breathing room. He's reached on an error, scored a run, and had a 2-run single. Perkins RBIs 11 and 12 on the season. And a curve strike call. That froze him. Nice pitch by Conley. I think he's got a little wiggle on that pitch and sliced across the plate for a called strike in the inside part of the plate. Perkins, 5th batter of the inning here for Elizabethton. Runners on the corners, 2 on, 2 out. Always like to have more runs. Can't have enough runs in a high school baseball game. Pitching, Perkins, and strike 2 called, same pitch. Conley laid it right in there on the inside part of the plate, and Evans down, no balls and 2 strikes. Carr on deck if it continues. Bottom of the 5th inning. Conley gets his sign and brings it. Into the bat, slow ground ball to the shortstop. He'll have to hurry. He charges, throws, and he threw it away. Run scores. Down to 3rd, chugging in will be Daly. That's a tough call. Is that an E6 or that's an infield hit? I'm going to go E6. And so run scores, that's the most important thing. Robinson with run number 6. Daly down to 3rd. At first base, Perkins with a courtesy runner now. Colton Miller. And so here is Jesse Carr. Sacrifice bunt. Hit a screamer down to 3rd base. It ended up being a double play ball. Miller got picked off at 3rd. Back in the 4th. So 0 for 1 of the books for Jesse Carr. Time called for Carr. He, in tournament play, Carr 5 for 17 coming in, a double and 3 RBIs. So the Cyclones pick up a big insurance run here in the 5th. It's now 6-2 Elizabethton. Runner down at 3rd. Misses outside, ball 1. Daly running for himself down at 3rd, the relief pitcher. So 1 run and 2 hits this inning for Elizabethton, and still batting. Another error. That's 3 errors in the game now for the Grainger infield. Conley brings it. Carr, ground ball, shortstop. To his right, snaps the throw to second. Force play, that's the inning. But a good one for the Cyclones. A run on a couple of base hits, 1 error, and they leave 2 guys. On we go to the 6th inning. Elizabethton with a extra run. They lead at 6-2. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
Back at Joe O'Brien Stadium, we got 5 of the books. Here's your numbers. Elizabethton, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They've left 4. And for Grainger, 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 big errors. They've stranded 6. 6 outs away from a sub-state appearance, or a sectional as they now call it. Here's the bottom 3 for the Grainger Grizzlies. Hurst, Holt, and Collins against Matthew Daly. Daly with a couple of punch-outs to end the inning. Strong pitching by Daly. First pitch, upstairs, ball 1. Hurst has struck out against Hartley and popped out to shortstop. He's 0 for 2, both against Garrett, who would stand to get the win here if things stay as is. And a strike called. Nice pitch. to Jeb Hurst, number 1 on the number, right fielder. Navy blue tops, orange numerals trimmed out in white, says Grainger, with gray bottoms. This one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm sorry, 2 balls and a strike. Daly delivers. Outside, ball 3. So pretty much everything's in the shadows now here at the ballpark, with the exception of 1 sliver out in left field that right now would not affect Carr unless the ball's hit to his right. This one downstairs, ball 4, and Hurst draws a leadoff walk.
Up next, Wendy Holt.
It's the 7th walk of the night for the Elizabethton staff. You would think if you're Grainger, if you get 7 walks, you would have more to show than 2 runs. Those are 7 free bases. But the Cyclone defense has been pretty stingy. Here's Holt. He's walked and struck out. And a fastball misses outside, ball 1. And Hartley finished the game with 6 strikeouts, giving him now 74 on the season. Daly's fan, too, here in his appearance. He's got 32 Ks. That's 8 total, so that gives the team coming into the game today. And now, to this point, as a staff, 198 strikeouts for the Cyclone pitching staff. Perkins out to talk to his pitcher, Matthew Daly. Corey Russell at third, Michael Robinson at short, Ethan Eggleston at second, Brody Adams at first, and right field Evan Carter. Center field is Brian Wetzel, left field Jesse Carr, with Evan Perkins behind the plate. Bullpen starts again now for the Elizabethton Cyclones down the left field line. Pitching Daly, and it misses upstairs, 2-0. Daly, and a strike call. Caught the outside corner to the big boy. Daly to the belt, runner at first, pitching, and it's upstairs, ball 4. And another walk, first 2 on board via the walk, so all of a sudden, here's Collins. He's walked and reached on an error. E5 to be exact, on Corey Russell back in the second. Ball rolled under his glove. Perkins go out and talk to Daly again. So out in the bullpen playing catch, isn't that Carson Dillard? Well, that would mean either Dillard's going to come in as a infielder and put maybe Corey Russell on the mound, move some folks around defensively. Let's see. Dillard has finished warming up out and bullpen playing catch, so we'll see. He has pitched some this year. Daly, strike called. Nice pitch from Matthew. Ran it outside part of the plate, squared the bunt, did Collins, and it's a strike. First 2 on board via the walk here. Cyclones are continue to let him breathe here. The Grizzlies back to first, or rather second. He wheeled to bluff a throw and back in diving out at second is Hurst. That's 8 walks in the ball game now by the Elizabethton pitching staff. Squares the bunt, foul tip, and he's in a hold. No balls and 2 strikes is Bryson Collins. 2 runs and only 3 hits in this game for Grainger. Singles back-to-back to start the game, and then a bunt single in the 3rd inning. That's been it. Nothing out of the infield. Upstairs, I should retract it and say no extra base hits. He had 2 singles in the outfield and a bunt single. So Daly's worked himself into a little jam here. Matthew brings it, and strike called. Strikeout number 3 for Daly. That's big. Top of the order. Called third. 2 bunts at the plate and a called third. He's gone. Here is Clint Boland, top of the order. Strikeout and a single and a run scored. He scored the first run back in the first inning against Garrett Hartley. Daly brings it. Ground ball. Second base, Eggleston. Slow roller, fields in 4 hops. Got him. Nice play, Ethan. Plays at first base. Runner comes down to third. Runner goes to second. 4-3 on the put out. 2 down to the inning. And here's Brock Davidson. Single and 2 tries and a walk and a run scored. So a slow 4 hopper that Eggleston played perfectly with the runner cutting in front of him. Maintained his concentration, threw him out easily, 4-3. There's a swing and a foul back, strike 1. So 3 base hits for Grainger, and that's it. A single Boland and a single Davidson to start the game, and a bunt single by Sykes in the third, and that's it. So quite frankly, all the base running's been due to the fact that the Cyclones have walked 8. Grainger's not done much to help their own cause, only 3 base hits tonight. Daly pitches, upstairs 1-1. But the scoreboard says 6 for the Cyclones and 2 for the Grizzlies here in the top of the 6th. So if you're ciphering, you're down to 4 outs to the sectional. Bringing it. Foul back. Just got a piece of it. So Sunday, going to be at Hunter Memorial, hanging with Hartley and Payne and the kids. Can't wait. Speaking for the Gideons. Up Stony Creek pitching. Outside, Perkins framed it, but just a wee bit outside. You're going to honor the graduates, Doug, is that right, Sunday? And also have the Lord's Supper? Woo. It'll be on. You got that. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, Daly. Nice job, Daly. And he's starting to get in the groove. And that's it for the Grizzlies in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. They leave 2. They've stranded 8 in the ball game. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We're 3 outs away from a sectional. After 5 1/2, it's 6-2 Cyclones. You're listening to the Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Number 1, Ryan Wetzel.
Well, 1 did it. Let's see if 2 can do it. The Elizabethton Lady Cyclones win tonight. They defeat Greenville 6-3. They'll play Unicoi County Wednesday night right up the road here in the regional championship. They've qualified for the sectional. So the ladies have done it. See if the guys can do it. We're 3 outs away from doing just that. Here's Wetzel. Wetzel, Eggleston, and Russell, 9-1-2 in the Cyclone 6th. So Coach Harden's Lady Cyclones have punched their ticket to the sectional. Not too many schools have got anybody playing. We got 2 playing. This one downstairs. Good eye by Wetzel. Wetzel single and a tap back the box. He's 1 for 2. That's pretty solid. And you have both the softball and baseball programs are both playing and now going in for the regional championship. Conley brings it. Wetzel, and it's strike call, belt high. Corey Russell is indeed in the bullpen warming up just in case. That's why Dillard was out there loosening up. He'll go in as a infielder. If they go to Russell in the 7th, ground ball to the second baseman to his left. Fields throws, got him. One away. Wetzel's gone, 4-3 on the putout. Top of the order, Eggleston. You look in the scorebook, Eggleston 2 RBIs tonight, Adams an RBI, and Perkins 2 RBIs. So all of our runs earned tonight. Actually, 5 of the 6 are earned. So here's Ethan Eggleston. Eggleston with a double, hit batsman, and a strikeout. He's 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Eggleston now with 7 in the tournament, postseason, outside ball 1. Conley relief of Sales here. They're down to their final 3 outs of the game, and it will be in the 7th. Sykes, Myers, and Conley, 2, 3, and 4 against Daly in the 7th, or maybe Corey Russell. Conley brings it. Eggleston takes strike called inside part of the plate. Conley wants a new baseball from the home plate umpire, and he'll get just that. Elizabethton 19-10 on the season, trying to go 20-10. Grainger at 16-18 on the year for the Grizzlies. So the Lady Cyclones are in. They'll play Unicoi County here Wednesday in Elizabethton. No score on the Greenville-Sullivan South game. That winner would come here, regardless of who wins down there, will be here on Wednesday if you get those 3 more outs in the top of the 7th. Cyclones lead at 6-2. Conley to the belt, brings it. Eggleston, strike called inside part of the plate. Two strikes on your 1-out batter. Eggleston, top of the order. Fly ball. Hangs up there center field. Pretty good hit going back, and he'll reach up and make the catch. 2 away. Ethan gave it a ride, but 2 away. Here's Russell. Russell, 2 ground outs to short and a fly ball to right field to end the 5th inning. He's 0 for 3. So the entire playing service now in the shadows as the sun sets here on a beautiful Monday, May the 15th, 2017. Corey, first pitch inside, hunkers down, ball 1. Conley brings it, swing and a miss. 1-1.
That's number 12, Brock Davidson.
Conley to the belt. Brings it, ground ball, base hit, Corey Russell to left field. Snuck on through for a 2-out single. David Brown gave us our score. Russell slow to get the ball back in, scampers down to second. So the left fielder had a little bit of trouble finding that baseball, and so down to second, scoots Russell, 2 out. Big Cyclo fan, David Brown came up and told us the score. Elizabethton wins at 6-3 over Greenville tonight. Lady Cyclones will host Unicoi County at 5:30 here on Wednesday in Elizabethton. Russell out at second, the big lead. And now Conley says too big of a lead and comes off the mound and fakes the throw out to second, and Corey scampers back in. Wetzel ground out to second. Eggleston flies out to center. Russell a 2-out single. Hit number 9 of the night for the Cyclones. And so here's Michael Robinson. Throw to second, through to center field. Russell jumps up. He'll come to third. Here comes a throw. Head first slide. He's in. E1. Throwing error on the pitcher. He turned around and wheeled, and it shot into center field like a cannon. Shortstop had no chance to get that ball. Into center, the throwing error, and down to third comes Corey Russell. He won all the way on that one. And so Michael's got a chance to drive in a run 90 feet away here. Here's a chopper, third base. High hopper Fields throws and got him. Nice play with the third baseman. That is the inning. And we go to the seventh, 3 outs away from the sectional. For the Cyclones, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We leave 1. We've played 6. Cyclones by 4. We go to the 7th. Can we slam the door? We'll see. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. Hello to Shirley Wetzel, listening down in Florida. Hello, Miss Shirley. Appreciate you being with us. And J.P. Nixon, Colorado, wherever you may be. Here's Daly to get us started in the 7th inning. Do or die for the Grizzlies from Grainger. Down 4. Cyclones 3 outs away from coming back in here Wednesday and Friday. Guaranteed a spot in the sectional. Pitch outside, and it's 2-0. Daly will face Sykes, Myers, and Conley, 2, 3, and 4 here. Daly has come out of the pen and struck out 4 here tonight. Ground ball, slow roller to Robinson, short, charging, fielding, gunning, got him. 6-3 on the putout. There's 1 away. Here's Jake Myers, 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and the fielder's choice. He's 0 for 3 here for number 4, the first baseman. Elizabethton, 6 runs, 9 hits, an error, and 4 left so far. Daly brings it. Misses outside. Belt high fastball, ball 1. So Hartley would get the W here with nice save credited to Daly. Misses upstairs 2-0. And Garrett would run his record now to 7-2. Leads the club in wins. And our 20th win as a team upstairs. 1 out of the 7th. Elizabethton leads at 6-2. Matthew Daly, he brings it. Strike called. Nice pitch. So we thank you wherever you may be listening tonight. Be sure and like us and share us and send out the word. We're bringing the Cyclones. We're riding this train. This one misses outside, ball 4. 1 out, 1 on. Here in the 7th for Nick Conley. He'll bat for himself. And he has throughout the game in that 5 spot. Strikeout, walk. He's 0 for 2 in the books. Struck out to Hartley back to end the 1st inning and struck out in the 5th inning to Matthew Daly. And misses outside, ball 1. On the other side of the bracket, So time is called. Reed Casey. I think he came out a little too quick for the liking of the home plate umpire. So he went over and I think he visited with him a little bit. And he'll talk to Daly and he'll talk to Perkins. Ground out to short and a walk. So what we got here in the 7th inning. 6-2 Cyclones. Tomorrow we take our show live. The Tom Taylor Sports Show will be on the road at Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Talk about some good grub. Ooh, the quest for perfect barbecue tomorrow. We'll be there broadcasting live. Meeting of the mound concluded, and here we go back to action. 1 out, 1 on to the 7th. Cyclones by 4. Need to slam the door here. Daly brings it way upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes to Nick Conley. Top of the 7th. Runner at first base for the Grainger Grizzlies. 1 man out. And a pitch downstairs, and it's 3 balls now. So Reed Casey out to talk to his relief pitcher, Daly. 3-1 now. 9 walks in the game by the Elizabethton pitching staff. And there's a strike called. Nice pitch, full count. Check that, 3 balls and a strike. Daly brings it 3-1. Bad handle foul, backing out of play. Now it's a full count, 3-2. Daly with 4 strikeouts coming out of the bullpen for the starter, Garrett Hartley, gives him on the season now 34. There's a rocket. Oh, look out. That went in around the dugout of the Grainger Grizzlies at first base, and he scattered them. Everybody's okay. That's why you have the protective fencing on that rail right there. That saves somebody getting creamed. Full count. Daly. 3-2 pitch. Line shot, left field, base hit. Carr will get down on one knee and actually thought he would, but he got it back in anyway. It's only the 4th base hit of the ball game for Grainger. 1 man out, 2 man on here in the top of the 7th. And here is Tanner Collins. Strikeout, a ground out on a walk. He's 0 for 2. And that's the 2nd trip, and that'll. So Ryan Presnell now comes out, head coach, and he may pluck that 3rd baseman over there to throw. Let's see. 2nd trip out. Yep. Corey Russell will come in. There's a break in the action. We'll come back and tell you about it. Top of the 7th. 2 men on, 1 man out. We'll come back and give you the numbers on Corey Russell right after this. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the crossings in North Johnson City.
Matthew Daly, not his best stuff, but good stuff. But Corey Russell's going to try and come in and slam the door here, making his 8th appearance of the season. Corey with the record of 2-1, all in relief. 10 innings of baseball. He has walked 9, struck out 6. He's allowed 9 hits in 10 innings. So Russell goes to work here, working from the stretch, and a first pitch ground ball slap foul. So the inning goes, Sykes a ground out to shortstop, Myers walks, and Conley singles in the left, and that was all that Ryan Presnell needed to see, and so he has went to the bullpen, if you will. This one, Daly, by the way, just switches with Russell to go down to third. 1 ball, 1 strike on the pitch down low. This is Tanner Collins, 1 out, 2 men on here in the top of the 7th. Cyclones lead at 6-2. Trying to slam the door here and get into the sectional. There's a ground ball to Robinson. Could be 2. He'll go to second for 1. Eggleston will throw to first, and runner's safe. But you're down to 1 out of the ball game. Fielder's choice, 6-4. Nice job of the Grainger runner going into hard second to keep that double play ball from happening. Eggleston still managed to leap over and get a pretty good throw over. Runner stops at third. They've got him on the corners. It continues for Jeb Hurst. Hurst a strikeout, a pop out, and a walk. He's 0 for 2. We're down to the final out. Miss Shirley Wetzel may be pacing down in Florida. I don't know. Tell you what, these Cyclones are exciting, and they are a solid, fundamental bunch of young'uns. I can tell you that. There's a strike called. Coach White, Coach Diaz, Coach Casey, and, of course, head coach Ryan Presnell have done a phenomenal job with these kids. Strike called, Russell. No balls and a strike to Jeb Hurst. Third pitcher used. There's a swing and a miss. Corey put that Hogteam bad boy right past him and a strike swinging rather. He blew it right smack dab past him. No balls and 2 strikes to Jeb Hurst. Russell brings it. Fly ball. Back it out of play. And no balls and 2 strikes. We're an out away from going to the sectional and coming back here Wednesday night for the regional championship and qualifying for a game on Friday. No balls, 2 strikes to Hurst. Corey to the belt with runners on the corners. Fly ball, center field, hangs up for Wetzel. He can do it. Yep, we're going to the regional championship. And we have qualified for the sectional, and the Cyclones win it 6-2. Elizabethton will move on now to the championship Wednesday and also guaranteed a spot Friday in the sectional with a game away from heading to the state tournament in Murfreesboro. How about these Cyclones? Wetzel squeezes the cowhide in center, and that is the ball game. Final score, 6-2 Cyclones. We'll come back with numbers and hopefully talk to head coach Ryan Presnell. Cyclones win at 6-2, and you're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At FCA, we're touching millions 1 heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, 1 heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, 1 call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 4 left for Elizabethton, running the record of 20-10 for Grainger. Ends their season at 16-19. 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 big errors. They left 10 men on. Winning pitcher Garrett Hartley now 7-2. Losing pitcher is Justin Sales, who finishes his season this year with a record of 4-2. The big blows in the ball game for the Elizabethton Cyclones: RBI single Brody Adams in the first, a big 2-run single for Ethan Eggleston in the second, and a big 2-run single by Ethan Perkins in the 4th inning. So 5 out of the 6 runs were earned. Again, a run in the first, 2 more in the second, and 2 more in the fourth, and that did it. 6-2. Cyclones win it and move on now to the regional championship, and more importantly, we have a date of the sectional on Friday. Now, the scenario is as follows: if you continue to win here, you win Wednesday night, you play here Friday night. So the Cyclones get a big win tonight, 6-2, the final over the Grainger Grizzlies, who end their season at 16-19. More from Joe O'Brien Stadium. We're back here Wednesday with the regional championship. We'll take a break. We'll talk to Ryan Presnell, head coach of the Elizabethton Cyclones, coming up next. Cyclones win at 6-2. The Lady Cyclones won. They're in the regional championship. They won 6-3 over Greenville. So if you're a Cyclone fan, you should be proud of your spring sports teams, baseball and softball, qualifying for the regional playing for the regional championship on Wednesday, and qualifying for the sectional and a chance to go to the state tournament on Friday. Back with more of Joe O'Brien Stadium. Cyclones win at 6-2. You're listening to Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for...
We're back live again. We're going to run a commercial in a second. Let's get him on over here. It's going to get closer.
You sure you want to do that? I ain't the best looking guy.
Oh, yeah, you're a handsome fella. Coach, congratulations. Big win. How about those Cyclones? Man.
Just so proud of them. I mean, by far and away, not our best game. It was a tough day. You know, guys are out of school today. We just played a championship game Saturday. I mean, it's a tough day, you know. So we took a day off yesterday. Saw a little bit of that out there, but what I will tell you is we finished it, and that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a better finish than I was a start, and that's what we did.
Go to 20-10, 6 runs tonight. You got 2 RBIs, Eggleston, RBI Adams, Perkins stroked that gapper, and that was huge in this ball game.
Yeah, you look at those runs are scattered throughout. That's what we're trying to do. You know, we're still making lineup moves at this point of year. It just speaks to the fact the talent that we've got on this baseball club. I'm looking at matchups and looking at, okay, we're going to need a little more speed today, so we're going to take this guy. We'd look for a little more gap-to-gap power today. Let's put this guy. And the guys through all that have maintained their focus, and their focus is getting to play a game on Friday. Okay, so we got a big game here in between in the middle, and we'll get us another good lineup out there. And I got some good pitching left, Tom.
You got it. You got some arms left. Say hello to a guy that you think the world of. He's listening out in Colorado, Coach J.P. Nix.
He's probably fell asleep by now. I probably didn't run enough for Coach Nix. He liked to run more than I do, so I probably put him to sleep. He's, of course, it is 3 hours behind, so he's probably still now up. He got a foot of snow. You know, this is a guy, I'll just go ahead and tell you, he started this process. You know, he and I sat down and had a discussion at Beef O'Brady's here in town, one of our sponsors, by the way, and had a really big discussion about what is it that we want to do with this program. And, you know, he was kind of interviewing me to be a coach, and I told him what I thought, and he said, that's good, because I think that's what I think too. And so he started this process to where we felt like perennially we are contenders to go down the state. And here we are this year, you know, only 3 years separated from that conversation. And so something he started, and I tell you what, we want to finish it, and I want to make a trip. And I think if we make a trip to Murfreesboro, we can scrape up the money and get him a plane ticket so he can meet us over there.
There you go. That's where we want to go, because we're playing here Wednesday in the regional championship. No score on the South Greenville game down at Pioneer Park. We will say, how many schools still playing sports in the spring have both baseball and softball? Coach Harden's Lady Cyclones beat Greenville 6-3 tonight. They'll host Unicoi County Wednesday. So we have both baseball and softball punching their ticket for the sectional Friday night. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, well, Coach Harden and I, and you know Coach Harden very well, we teach next to each other. And, you know, softball is a different sport. but a lot of the similarities and a lot of things that we teach are the same things that he teaches. I told you that earlier today. He's been a great mentor to me, so we'll maybe we can talk somebody having a pep rally, co-pep rally Thursday afternoon, so we can go down the road and play these two sub-state games.
Again, Coach President with us. We win at 6-2. The scenario now, again, we're here Wednesday. Am I right in saying you win Wednesday, you're back here on Friday?
We're back here on Friday.
Yeah. Woo. That's awesome. I mean, the stars are aligned, and these kids are playing their guts out. Did they get their picture with the gorilla in Kingsport?
Oh, you've not seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'll send it to you in a little bit. You can put it up on the Facebook page. That's and that's the thing tonight. One of my big concerns was the energy just felt down. I'll be honest with you, but 3 or 4 innings into it, I'm just sitting there looking at it. They're not rah-rah, which honestly we believe is fake. I don't need fake energy. I need real energy, and we saw the energy on the baseball field when we needed it. So. Their motivation is purely innocent in the fact that they just want to take pictures with gorillas. One of our biggest motivations is we want to play games on our field.
Yeah.
And so now we've got a big game coming up on Wednesday, and that's going to be the motivation. As a coach, you're saying, well, we got to win this one to get this better. They're not worried about that, and I love that about this baseball club.
Well, it starts with the coaching. You've instilled that on them, you and Coach Diaz and Coach White, and, of course, Coach Casey. Coach, get down there with your kids, and, hey, here Wednesday, 6 o'clock, we'll do it all over again, and talk to you tomorrow on my show, and let's pump these kids, promote them, and Cyclone Pride, brother.
Cyclone Pride all the way to
Yes,
Murfreesboro,
sir.
boss.
Man, what an awesome run. Love these guys. Love being around these guys. Class act. Again, we are going to wrap this thing up. Again, the numbers one more time unofficially. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 4 left. And for Grainger, 2 runs, 4 hits. They committed 4 errors and Strand 10. Hartley gets the win. Sales takes a loss. And we will come back in here on Wednesday, 6 o'clock first pitch for the regional championship. We'll play somewhere Friday for the sectional. And if you win it Friday, we're heading to the state tournament in Murfreesboro. So lots at stake, but step 1 is in the books. We win it 6-2, the final score. We'll rejoin you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We will be live again tomorrow at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Can't wait to be there tomorrow, broadcasting live on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll let you know who wins today in all the AA, single A, and triple A, softball, and baseball. We do know, as we said, Cyclones, the Lady Cyclones win, and the guys have won. And so we are, again, seeing both teams from Elizabethton qualifying for the sectional coming up on Friday, both playing at home on Wednesday. The Lady Cyclones taking on Unicoi County. And, of course, the guys will play either Greenville or South here on Wednesday. And win or lose, you're playing on Friday. So until tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Phil's Dream Pit, please check us out tomorrow at TomTaylorSports.com. We do a sports show every day, and it continues to grow. And we got a big announcement coming up how we're going to expand it even more. So if you're listening to the Cyclones and say, man, I'd like to hear some local sports, give us a watch, give us a listen tomorrow at TomTaylorSports.com. Click on Listen Live, and there we be. So until then, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. And again, till we greet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Phil's Dream Pit on Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26, we will tell you, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. How about those Cyclones? Ooh, I like me some orange and black. Cyclone Pride. So long, everybody.